What's up? Welcome back to my channel, or for the first time if you're new, I'm Sylvan, and today I'm going to be reacting to the Improv tour trailer Beyond Weal and Woe. I'm curious to see what we get here. Presumably it's mainly going to be about Yaoguang, and I'm curious to learn a little bit more about her. As though we've had little tidbits in the past in some previous versions, we really have started to get a lot more of her, for obvious reason, in some of the recent trailers, and one that focuses more directly on her is exciting. So feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, consider becoming a channel member if you want to support me just that little bit extra, and let's get into this. What is in store?
The results remain the same.
Hello Fushuan.
You'll become involved with the Anti-Destruction Alliance.
An Arbiter General will meet with misfortune.
Oh.
You see, Junior Soar, there's your chance to become a general. Hey, it was a joke. The least you could do is smile.
Damn.
Let's skip the serious talk. Did you forget our showdown at the card table? Compared to optimal play, good luck is what's truly invincible.
Uh-huh.
Madam Yao, have I not seen your gift for turning woe into weal? You choose the deadliest routes and still make the Yu Chue reach her every year.
Okay.
A mere diviner behind enemy lines, always managing to win in the most surprising ways.
Huh.
Not to mention that audacious gamble of yours.
A gambler at heart,
Intercepting a Wafu suspect? I call that seizing a rare opening.
Oh.
But should that traveler stir the Yu Chue's fallow earth, you won't just lose your position. Your very life will be forfeit.
Okay.
Relax. It'll all turn out fine.
But this
Interesting.
omen is unlike any before. When an eon comes into play, look to the Fanghu, our clearest cautionary tale.
Uh-huh.
Only because Master used his body to summon the rainbow did that battle have a sliver of hope.
Oh. Wow.
Despite giving everything, that was the only time you couldn't change the outcome.
Okay. We're getting a lot of good stuff here.
Turning woe into weal was always just a stroke of luck.
Huh.
In a game played between gods, mortals can do nothing to change the outcome.
Ooh.
But next time, and the time after that, we still have no choice but to pray for the rainbow's luck's arrow to fall.
There are always more paths than obstacles. In an encounter with the genius, guided by the erudition's calculations, I glimpsed Plain Arcadia. An Eon's game is about to begin.
Yep.
Isn't a surprise created by the elation precisely the variable in that fickle
Okay.
Eon may grant you godhood in an instant, or
Yeah.
scatter you to the void just as easily.
Ooh boy.
But once
The
their
biggest
gaze is
gamble.
cast, even as a puppet, I can shift the course of their trajectories.
Okay.
This time, I will invite a god onto the board,
Fuck yeah.
and for the future of the cosmos, draw the most auspicious line.
Okay. We have her reason to be part of the games now.
I'm going. The marshal has already agreed, so don't waste your breath.
Okay.
The seer strategist, still as decisive as ever.
Huh.
Sit tight and enjoy the show.
All right. Ooh, but the woe follows.
The seer strategist is blessed with remarkable fortune.
Yeah, okay.
But turning woe into weal is to invite karma upon oneself.
Yeah.
She must have foreseen this outcome long ago.
Ooh.
That one day, misfortune would catch up to her.
Will this be the day?
The starlight she pursues may be just ahead.
Okay.
Without becoming a player on the board, how can the endgame ever be changed?
Fair.
Looks like it's time we make our move.
All right. We get a lot of good stuff here. This sets up Yaoguang really well. It really gives this core aspect to her of both her backstory and her general vibe, as well as why she is joining the games. She is someone who can turn woe into weal. Any misfortune that comes her way, she can transform into gain, into benefit, into fortune. Something that has led her to choosing the deadliest of routes, the most chaotic and seemingly hopeless options, only to come out successful and benefiting from the scenario. It lines up with the few lines we got from her in the Myriad Celestia trailer a little bit ago, of her saying this is a game of life and death. This is a perfect opportunity. It's in these high-risk scenarios that she is at her most capable, powerful, at her highest potential of finding benefit in a scenario and squeezing it out of something. But of course, there is risk involved in that. But even if she has always been capable of turning woe to weal, it is pointed out that that invites karma onto oneself. Someday, all that misfortune she has avoided will come back to her. There will be a day where she cannot escape a deadly scenario. This is the state of being of Yaoguang, a seemingly unstoppable force of just pure luck and fortune, who inevitably brings the question, when will that luck run out? And here, with her going to Planar Arcadia, we have the most signs pointing towards her running out of luck, finally, in various forms. From the very first line, we have it established: should the Xianzhou become involved in the Anti-Destruction Alliance, an Arbiter General will meet with misfortune. No matter how many times they divine it, this is the outcome. Then, a little bit further on, we have introduced the idea that when an Aeon comes into play, weal and woe do not work as they normally do. Your immense luck is nothing in the face of an Aeon. And we're given an example of this one time where there's a desperate battle that the only way they were able to win was through Master, presumably either Yaoguang, Fushuan, or both of their Master, presumably a former Arbiter General or something along those lines. Only by sacrificing themselves to summon the Rainbow Arbiter were they able to win the battle. And despite everything, this was the one time Yaoguang could not change the outcome. So we have evidence that if they get involved in the Alliance, things will go wrong for one of the Arbiter Generals. We have it established that though she has an incredible track record of turning misfortune into fortune, it doesn't always work, especially when Aeons are involved. But within all of this, hinting towards her luck eventually running out, and if an Aeon were to ever get involved directly, she would not be able to save herself or others from whatever outcome comes their way. She is the one who suggests getting an Aeon involved. It's revealed to us that she seemingly collaborated with Ron May and learned of the games that are about to occur, learned of the possibility of becoming the Elation for a minute. And she looks to that very thing we just pointed out could fundamentally doom her. And she says, isn't that a perfect variable? Isn't that the variable we need to change this outcome? Aeons are what stopped me from changing my fate and the fate of the Xianzhou. A Arbiter General, which I am one of, is doomed to misfortune if we join this alliance. But if I seek out an Aeon, seek out their power, attempt to claim that 1 minute of divinity, I could rewrite that fate. If Aeons are above the weal and woe of mortals, she merely needs to become one of them for a brief time. But of course, at the same time, as with all of her plans it seems, this is the most dangerous, as if she fails, she is walking headfirst into a scenario where she is faced with an Aeon that she does not know what it will do and will likely have no way to stop it. She willingly welcomes and invites a god to this board, to this game. If there is no winning outcome, she will change the state of the board entirely. A little before this point, we have a line that very well embodies, it seems, her perspective on things like this. What she is doing is incredibly risky, but there are always more paths than obstacles. You just need to find them, you just need to seek them out. They may be risky, they may be certain death on the surface, but there are those paths. If there is no way you can see around this obstacle forged in fate itself, you need something beyond fate. But then, despite this absurd optimism in her ability to change the game, to find a way through this that benefits the Xianzhou, the other generals watch her go and question if she will be able to do it, wondering if she had already foreseen the outcome long ago. And I feel there's a few ways to read this. One being that she is able to so blindly walk into danger and come out unscathed, in fact benefiting, because she knows that her ultimate doom is not yet there, that her ultimate doom is further into the future, which does bring up the point that eventually she is confidently walking into her own demise, knowing so. Alternatively, based on the line immediately following that one day misfortune would catch up to her, it could be a bit more ambiguous, that she has foreseen that the karma she has instilled caused by her avoiding of woe will catch up to her. She knows that it will, she just may not know exactly when. Or perhaps she knows that the inevitable fate of the misfortune of an Arbiter General is this misfortune catching up with her, but she continues to try to escape it, chasing after the power of the gods themselves to attempt to rewrite things even further. There's a few different ways to look at it like that, and they have varying degrees of inevitable demise written for Yao Guang. But then, rather than ending on this thought of the inevitability of her fall, of her demise, of her misfortune, Jing Yuan counters it with a very pertinent statement. Without becoming a player on the board, how can the endgame ever be changed? To compare to chess, if you can see that you're already stuck into a checkmate, the only way to escape that is to do something beyond the bounds of the game itself. And that is what she seeks to do. If you are just a pawn on the board in the game of the gods, you cannot control when you are sacrificed by them in the great fate of the universe. Destiny will not move for you as you are limited by your role as that piece on the board. But if you can become a player, become fully in control of what your destiny is, seize the power of the gods in this case, then you can change that outcome. And so it seems Jing Yuan stands behind her. It's time that we make our move. Not just her, but we. Yao Guang confidently steps forward into this dangerous game representing the Xianzhou, but they have their full backing, it seems, which is very exciting. This ultimately is just a very, very strong, essentially, teaser for Yao Guang. As I was saying earlier, it serves to give us the reason she is joining the games, much about her personality and her background, even setting up that there is this moment in the past where her luck didn't save her, or at the very least her master, potentially serving as this motivator to go beyond the realm of a mortal to rewrite fate beyond that which she can control herself. It sets up for some potentially really interesting stuff with her that I'm curious to see how it develops in the story. And it really excites me for what potentially the general framework of each character we're getting will be. If each character has building up towards their release, these teasers and promotional material that tell us why they have joined the games, what motivates them towards that, that is very exciting to me. Because of course these are always giving us stuff about the characters, but the fact that we are going into an arc that is surrounding a specific competition and game that is being played for a grand goal, knowing why each of them is doing this is very relevant and important, I'd say. But with that, I don't necessarily have too much more to say about it. It's very cohesive and focused as a teaser, so I don't really have anything major else to say, in which case, feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, and very special thanks to all of my channel members, including Amorphous Silica, Desaize, Pokelove 101, and Unusual Echo at the normal tier, and Kano Nano at the cool person tier. Really appreciate your support, as always, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.